This story just confirms how we were saying this was an inside job. It was a lot of people on the inside that participated in this. And, look, if any of us had a protest, beat a cop, and left, you would not have left. They would have arrested you on the spot. Many of these people got to leave. It is not until weeks later that the police are finally getting around to them. That is unheard of if they were dealing with one of us. And we know that. Preferential treatment all the way, getting treatment that no one else would get. So, this is the Washington Post, March 5th, 2021. State Department aide appointed by Trump stormed the Capitol, beat police with a riot shield, FBI said. See, this is why we've seen someone on the inside of the FBI. We have seen police officers, okay? And we have seen the video of how they just let them people come in there. I mean, it's amazing. But I'm glad the world is now seeing it, because every time we talked about these sort of things where, preferential treatment was given, they would always try to play like it was not happening and we were imagining the whole thing. But this insurrection was caught on tape. It was definitely televised. So there's no denying it. All right. So, a political appointee of President Donald Trump has been arrested on charges that he stormed the U.S. Capitol on January 6th and assaulted an officer with a weapon, marking the first arrest of the Trump administration official in connection with the insurrection. Federico Guillermo Klein, a former State Department official, made an initial appearance by teleconference on Friday before a U.S. magistrate, Zia M. Fuqua. So this was in Washington, where the prosecutors said they would seek to jail him pending trial at a hearing next Wednesday. The court papers obtained by the Washington Post claim Klein allegedly conducted throughout the siege of the Capitol, tracing his apparent movements and actions from using a police shield to try to pry open a door, to calling for reinforcements from the crowd, to losing his red MAGA hat, looking for it amid the chaos, and then grabbing another MAGA hat on the ground that turned out to be the wrong one. Klein's arrest is the most direct link between the Trump administration and the rioters, despite attempts by some conservatives to disassociate the insurrection from the former president. Many of the 300 plus people who have been charged in connection with the insurrection have described themselves as Trump supporters, while some have ties to extremist groups like the Proud Boys, which the Canada has designated a terrorist group. Yeah, they did in Canada, but not in America. And the Oath Keepers. Klein, who was also a former Trump campaign employee, did not respond to a request for comment. A State Department spokesman said Klein served as a political appointee of the department from 2017 until his resignation in January. This is being investigated by the FBI, and they are the appropriate agency to answer questions specific to the charges, the spokesman said. Klein had a top secret security clearance that was renewed in 2019, the FBI said. An in-link profile the FBI identified as Klein also listed top security clearance and shows that Klein had been politically active in the Republican Party at least since 2008, which he began volunteering for political campaigns before joining the State Department in 2017. Klein worked for the Trump campaign, which paid him $15,000 salary. Klein was still employed at the State Department as a staff assistant on January 6th, which he joined a mob in a tunnel leading to the Capitol, the FBI said. So, oh, okay, there was a tunnel there. Then he allegedly physically and verbally engaged with officers holding the line at the building's entrance, according to the complaint, after ignoring officers' orders to move back. He assaulted officers with a riot shield that had been stolen from the police. So he stole one of the shields from the police and used it on them as a weapon. Now, if anybody in the Black community did something like that, would you still be free now? Wow. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so that's what the complaint said, and then used the shield to wedge open a door into the Capitol. At one point, Klein was caught on video shouting for more insurrectionists to come to the front lines, where officers were struggling to hold back the mob. We need fresh people. We need fresh people. That's what he said. Oh, okay. He said, according to according to the complaint, according to a financial disclosure form filed by Klein, who was appointed as a staff assistant in the State Department on January 22nd, 2017, days after Trump was sworn in as president. He worked as a special assistant in the Office of Brazilian and South Cone Affairs, where he was paid $66,510, according to ProPublica database of Trump appointees and the criminal complaint. After the insurrection, Klein continued to work at the State Department until January 19th, when he had to resign. So he resigned, okay, but he was still employed up until the 19th, before President Biden's inauguration, per the complaint. Prosecutors said they were seeking to jail him pending trials on the grounds that he is charged with assault of an officer. Assisted federal defender Shelley Peterson said Klein was retaining private counsel who would oppose that request, arguing that Klein's charges do not amount to a crime of violence. Yes, it does. Boy, these lawyers are something else. Barring his release under appropriate conditions to ensure public safety. Klein did not enter a plea. However, he asked a judge at the end of the brief hearing, I wonder if there's a place where I can stay in detention where I don't have cockroaches crawling on me while I attempt to sleep. I mean, I really haven't slept all that much, Your Honor. I would be nice. It would be nice if I could sleep in a place where there were no cockroaches everywhere. But I thought jail was not supposed to be fun. Isn't that what y'all always said when our men and women would be complaining about the conditions inside the prison? Didn't y'all say, well, jail wasn't supposed to be fun? That's not what it is. Well, we should be saying that to y'all now. No, jail's not supposed to be fun. You just going to have to deal with it. Well, if you don't want to do the time, you shouldn't commit the crime. So now that you're in there, you're going to have to pull yourself up by the bootstraps and you just take it. So he wants to be in a place where there's no cockroaches, y'all. What do y'all think about that? Remember all the things that are said when Black inmates are in bad conditions and they complain about those conditions. And what is their response? Well, that's my response to him. All right. So the judge told Peterson and Klein that he would be transferred to DC jail shortly, and that they would make sure to address his concerns if there were unsafe or dirty conditions. Klein said, very well, I appreciate that. Well, the Trump appointee faces several felony charges for his alleged role in the riot, including knowingly engaging in any act of physical violence against any person or property in any restricted building or grounds? How about assaulting a police officer with a riot shield? How come y'all didn't put that in there? They didn't put that in there, y'all. They said any person, like he was attacking anyone, and they didn't make any reference to these charges about the police that he struck with that riot shield. How convenient, right? And then you want to know why we say you get preferential treatment. This is a perfect example of it. Klein's mother, Cecilia Klein, told Politico that her son had admitted to being in DC on January 6th, but he did not specify whether he entered the Capitol building. Fred's Fred's politics burn a little hot, she told Politico, and which first reported the arrest. But I've never known him to violate the law. I know y'all are all good law-abiding people. You're not. You're not, because you know you can get away with anything or get the lightest possible sentence or no punishment at all. So you have no, no incentive to be law-abiding. When you have that kind of preferential treatment, you would be more likely to commit a crime. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.